Alright, so for my RPT assignment, we will be doing a tranny service on this beauty of a 2001 Dodge Ram 2500. For those of you who are wondering, this is mine. So the basic things we'll need here is a filter kit, which will contain the filter, obviously. What a beaut. Brand new parts. Amazing. As well as instructions, which no one needs, and a new gasket. Also going to be needed. Gasket maker, just in case there's anything else we don't encounter. And mobile ATF4, the good stuff. Especially designed for Chrysler vehicles. Well, let's have a look under the hood. Alright. Yeah, this is why the truck didn't come to the shop. Alright. And that is what horsepower looks like. Alright, so the engine we're dealing with here is a 5.9 liter Cummins inline 6 24 valve. If you're wondering what that engine in the background is, that would be a 5.7 from a Hemi. Alright, tranny dipstick. This is the fluid we're going to change, so just pull that out. It's always a good idea to have a look under here, see what's going on, check all your fluids. Brake fluid's good. Washer fluid, don't need to bother checking, I just did that. Coolant, level's good. Air filter's easy enough to check. No visible damage, signs of dirt. Beautiful turbo from a bigger diesel, 6.7. Oil up top. We're not going to bother checking the engine oil because I just did that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift the truck up so we can get underneath and start changing out the fluid, filter, and all that other goodness. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So for this part, we're going to be using 2 4-ton jacks and 1 2-ton floor jack. The most important part to remember here is you can't just use the regular jack. This vehicle here weighs close to 3 tons. That comes down on me, I'm a dead man. So we will be lifting it via the frame rails right here. And I will point to you. That pan right there is what we have to take off to do the training service. So we'll be jacking off this. For any of you who think that's a dirty joke, you can go to hell. Alright, so we're going to lift it up on the frame here. We'll be doing the same thing on the other side. Once we hoist it up, we're going to put a jack stand underneath so it doesn't fall down, and then we can remove the jack completely. If you're wondering why I'm moving my arm, there's a lot of mosquitoes out here. Now that we've hoisted the truck off the ground enough, as you can see, the wheel hasn't come off. I just needed more room to work underneath. Now I'll take my jack and position it accordingly. Go, raise that up. Maybe go up a little more with the jack. Hard to do with one hand. Hey, wheels off the ground now. Alright. Should be good there. Now we're going to lower it down onto the jack stand. Hopefully gently. Wow, this jack is really stiff. Alright, I'll have to get back to you guys in a second. Alright, we are successfully sitting on the jack stand. Jack's going down. Now we're going to repeat this on the same side. You already know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to bother filming it twice, just for everyone's convenience sake. As you can see, the truck is now evenly supported by the jack stands. Just looks like they're on an angle from where I'm sitting. Now, we are going to go under and begin removing the transmission pan. Yeah, this is going to get messy. If you like your hair and hands, I don't recommend doing this yourself. Alright, so now for this part we will be using a 12mm socket, an extension, a 3/8 ratchet, and a flathead screwdriver to remove the oil, not the oil pan, the tranny pan from the bottom of the transmission, which contains all the fluid and the filter. Once this is replaced, we can begin testing the transmission once again. So while we're under here, I'm going to show you me undoing the first bolt, and then I'll probably skip to about the 20th when the transmission pan starts leaking into the bucket. Alright, let's have fun. Come on, I put the wrong one on. Yes, I did. Yep, I put the wrong one on. Mil. Alright. Come on. What's going on here? Alright, I can't see what socket size, so I think I put the wrong one on again. Just bear with me here. Alright, here we go. Alright, it's been loosened. Unthread. Trick is I can't drop any of these in that bucket or else I will not be able to put this back together. Alright, there's one. 20 more to go. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how I've started doing this. I've removed all the bolts from the back side here. So you can see it's already starting to leak. I've removed most from the side, well, and on the other side. So what this will do is when I crack it free, allow it to leak from this side so I can control how it comes out. My catch basin is in place. I've got my screwdriver. Let's see how this goes. Alright, this is really hard with one hand. If you ever think of starting your own YouTube channel and doing car repair videos, invest in a cameraman. A good flashlight. Alright, let's see if I can do this so you guys can see. Ow. Alright, so that didn't work. Alright, I'm going to try threading that bolt there. We should start getting a pretty good waterfall going. Alright, there we go. Alright, now let's try this again. Come on. Yep, just did that. Let's see if we can, well, let's see if we can employ the laugher as a cameraman. What do you say? Alright, hold this, make me look decent. Go on the other side. Alright, there we go. You filming?
No.
Alright. That's working like it's supposed to. As you can see, the color's very dark because this thing has not had a tranny service in about 200,000 kilometers. Which, I gotta say, never do that. 100,000 max. Seriously, people. Read the manuals. And no, I haven't owned this for that long. That was the last guy. Alright. While it's still leaking, I'm going to work on unbolting the rest of these so they can complete draining it. Try and get a better shot. Yeah. This is not a very clean job, which is why garages usually charge a little more for it, but when you get it done at the garage, you don't have to worry about crawling around in the dirt under your own vehicle. As fun as it is, it's not really practical, if that's the right word. That's better. You get it this side. Alright, so the leaking is slowed down. Gonna get our cameraman to just press the pause button there for a minute, not the stop button. Alright, we're back. Got that little technical difficulty sorted away. Now we should be able to start getting this to really flow. Get this creeper removed. There we go. Alright. So this is going to be rather messy in a minute. One of the tricks to this is always keep track of your hardware. Do not lose it. Because if you do lose the nuts and bolts, you are not going to be able to get your vehicle back together, meaning you're not driving to school or whatever it is you need to get to. Alright, try down on this a little more. Yep, that sprayed me in the face. Cameraman, did you get hits?
Of course not.
See, that's the beauty of being a cameraman. You're automatically protected from everything. Alright. Alright, since this is getting a little weird, I'm going to move to the other side. We'll pause and we'll catch up with you over there. Alright, so like I said, bolts being a little bit of a problem, as I knew they would, seeing how I've done quite a few of these at work while on my co-op placement, Master Mechanic. Seriously guys, if you don't know how to do these or you're just reading off a manual, take it to the shop. And this is probably going to be considered a plug. Master Mechanic, good prices, good guys. Come on. Why are you so mean, Old Smoky? Yes, for those of you who are wondering, I named my truck Bite Me. This side's gonna go because I've been priming on everything else. Right. There's one. Well, technically it's number 19 out of the 20 you have to take off to remove this. One thing that Chrysler does well, they make sure these things last. Anything less than 18 or say 12 bolts on this, I'd be concerned. So every Ford owner, beware. Right. Right. There goes the last bolt. Cameraman, you may want to cover yourself. You safe?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. Maybe a little bit. Oh. I'm blind.
Another bolt.
2 more. I was wrong. There is 22 in the... What transmission's this? This is the 47RE rear-wheel drive transmission available behind the 5.9 Cummins. These are a 22-bolt, well, trans fluid pan. The 4-wheel drive, ironically, is only a 20-bolt. But it is a smaller pan because they have skid plates and everything. All the things I wish I had, but don't. Alright. There we go. Now she's draining in nicely. So the cameraman can see. Look at how black that is. Good grief. I take it back. I think it was 300 thou between changes. Alright. Trying to get my phone too close. This is about to splash. Not as bad as I thought. Alright. We're just going to pause for a second. I'm going to get out, clean my hands, and then I'm going to show you exactly what we're dealing with under here. Alright? There we go. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bucket out from underneath so you can see the pan itself, and then I'm going to show you the inside of the transmission, all the little gears, cogs, and solenoids that make your vehicle go forward or backwards. Or sideways, depending if you like drifting or not. Alright, pause. So this is the transmission pan that we just took off. As you can see, the fluid in here is darker than the metal itself. And right here, just a bit of metallic paste. That tells me, I'm not sure if you can see it, but that either means that the magnet that's supposed to be in here, keeping all the metal shards out of the transmission, is no longer there, or what's happened is one of the tailstock bearings is eating itself. Not too concerned about that because there's not a lot of it, but if there was, say, all silver, then it's time for a new transmission. But for now, this truck's got 480,000 kilometers on it. That's more than your Honda Civic will probably ever get. So I say she's good for another 500,000. And when time comes to change the transmission, put a manual in it. Alright, pause. So now we're going to clean the inside of the transmission pan. If you zoom in here, you can see the magnet I was telling you about is no longer here. Normally, you would replace that, but I don't have time, and I really don't care about this transmission. So, what we're going to do is take some good old brake clean. This stuff evaporates instantly, leaving no residue, so it'll be perfectly safe for the transmission. All we do, put it up like this. Should probably slide the bucket out a little more from the truck. Just spray those. Then let it sit like this for about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, we will look at the filter, and I will show you underneath where that is, and we will replace it while this is curing. Alright, you can pause now. Alright, so we're back, and now we're looking at the contents of the filter kit, which from Napa, very handy. So what we have here are 2 belts. Well, sorry, not belts, gaskets that we will be using one of to replace the one that is currently on the pan. One of these is for the 4-wheel drive transmission, one is for the 2-wheel drive. This is for the 2-wheel drive transmission. As you can see, it's larger and completely twisted around. I will not bother straightening that really right now. But anyway, the 2-wheel drive one is larger because, as I said before, it has a larger pan due to the fact that 2-wheel drive trucks are primarily used for towing. 4-wheel drive one here, similar shape but smaller due to the fact that the pan has less depth and a smaller size overall, so it doesn't get smashed up when you're off-roading or mudding, whatever you guys in Keswick do. And here, the most important part, the new filter that we will be installing in a few minutes. It's not much. Paper cartridge on the inside, metal outside, fluid comes out here, goes in here, keeps your transmission running smooth like clockwork. Now our cameraman's going to pause and we're going to go underneath and have a look. Alright, so now we're just going to clean off the inside of the transmission, again using more brake clean. I recommend Gunk. For all your gunk needs, use Gunk. Alright, now should... Alright, you can pause that. Yeah, it's an Allen key. So, as I feared, this truck was an American market one, so it is using a Torx bit instead of an Allen key. Allen key would be simple enough to do, but Torx is going to be a little more of a problem, so we'll see if we have any of those. If we do, we'll be able to continue on. If not, this is really going to suck. Alright.